Hi, changebringer. Yes, you are a changebringer. Did you know if you change something inside of you, something will change in the world, and in the universe? That's how powerful we are. So let's bring some changes today. This video is about self-worth. I see a lot of people try to compromise worthlessness or unworthy. This is an unpleasant emotion. And if you follow this video, it will completely change your perception about self-worth and how you get over worthlessness or unworthy. So let's start. An unpleasant emotion is a frequency. This frequency you cannot change, adjust. It is a frequency. So a lot of people try. Let me explain before you your ego is going against me. So when you feel unworthy and you try to compromise it, for example, with getting a degree or with a big car or a big house or with showing off with something, yeah. We all know how it is done, yeah. I know a lot of people who try to do that. They're not succeeding because the worthlessness stays there. It is an emotion. And if you want to replace that emotion, you have to make space. So let me explain it to you. Very simple. For example, you get born and you get a new car, yeah? Our vehicles is like a new car, but that car is full of stuff. And so when you enter that car around your 11 years, you find out that you can't get in. You as a soul, there's no space for you. It's full of stuff. Like clothing and shoes and stuff. Yeah. So you can't even sit in the driver's seat. And then what you need to do is take out one by one that what is in there, and then suddenly you have space. This is the same with the unpleasant emotions. So the stuff in your car, and this is your car, is a lot of unpleasant emotions, a lot. The pleasant emotions, that's you. You as the soul, you're full of pleasant emotions. So feeling worthy comes from you as a soul, not from your vehicle. So your vehicle's full of unpleasant emotions. Where does it come from? I mean, only to get born is a trauma already. So it's very intense and it gives you a lot of unpleasant emotions. So your life already starts with unpleasant emotions. And that's, why we're here, to experience the difference. So if you have a lot of unworthy, worthlessness in your vehicle, then there's no space for you. And there's no space for worthy, feeling worthy. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Feeling worthy. So, okay. So to try to replace it with things from the external world, it's not possible. So what you should do then? Okay. What I did and what I experienced with my own life and my worthlessness, I had a big one. And also what I saw with, when I passed this information on and how people changed, grown-ups, children, you name it. What I explain is, and I always explain the same thing, but I'm gonna repeat it again, is to feel worthlessness. Feel how it feels to feel unworthy, but don't become unworthy. Just feel the feeling, feel the movement of the energy. Feel the movement of the energy and then let it move. And I can't tell you where it is, because then I take away your experience, and you know it by now if you see my videos. That's why we're here, the experiences. And if I take away your experience, then you as a soul will create situations, events, people who give you that same experience times 20. So I don't like to do that for you. So think about something that makes you feel very unworthy. I'm a loser. I'm this and this age, and I don't even have this and this, or don't possess this and this, or whatever. Whatever this little voice tells you in your mind why you would be worthy. I don't have a relationship. I don't have kids yet. I don't have a degree. I don't, whatever. Yeah. Okay. It's, if you feel worthy, then this little voice is so stupid, so shallow. Yeah. So, and then you listen to this voice and blah, 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 blah. But you will never feel worthy. I know people who have a lot of talents, who are very talented and still struggle with worthlessness, still struggle with this emotion. Why? Because they want to push it away, they want to overcome it. And you cannot, it's a frequency. It's a specific frequency, and that's why we can feel it. So feel it, feel the movement, feel how it moves. And when you feel it, not with your brain, but when you really feel it from your feeling, and it's always the same, think and feel at the same time, otherwise you cannot connect into the deeper dimensions. Yeah, because an emotions is in the you can become aware of the emotion in the fourth dimension. No, sorry, in the third dimension and the fourth dimension, not in the second dimension. And your brain is only two-dimensional. So do not try to think about it or constate it like, okay, I feel like a loser. And then you have to feel it because you say it, you pronounce it. I feel like a loser. I feel worthless. Then feel it, and not with your brain. But you need the concentration of your brain. So they need to work together. The feeling in your tummy and the brain. They're two amazing tools that you got from the source. And so try to feel the movement. And I'm going to tell you this, worthlessness is in the lower, moves in the lower part of your body. The lower part. I can't say more, but it moves there. And it moves in a particular way. And of course, it's an unpleasant emotion, so it blocks the energy of the earth. And then what happens? You feel drained, you don't have enough energy, you don't feel, doing something, and then you feel even worse. You feel more worthless, and so on, until you feel it. And some people feel so worthless that it just takes over their bodies. And then the body gets sick, of course. And then they can't help themselves. They can't do something in their life. And then they feel even more worthless. And that's why you as a soul do it. You want to feel it. And sometimes you drown in this emotion and still not feel it. Still the brain is looking for ways out. Yeah. So when you feel the feeling of worthless, and when you feel the movement, it becomes smaller. And when it becomes smaller, there is space for worthy. I feel worthy. I'm a winner. That's the feeling. And then you can feel that because you as a soul, you are a winner. You are very worthy. And you can feel that. But you as a soul, you know that feeling. in the other dimensions. And you come and feel this feeling in the physical plane. And there's nothing wrong with that unpleasant and pleasant. The pleasant, you are the pleasant, and the unpleasant, you are not. But you can experience it thanks because of the body. Yeah, because we're here in the physical plane. So don't try to avoid it. Don't try to run away from it. Don't try to compromise it by doing a lot of things or not. But just feel it. It's there. I'm a loser. How does it feel? What happens in your body when you say, hey, I'm a loser. I am a loser. Big time loser. What do you feel? What happens in your body? What moves around in your body? And where does it go? And when you feel it and when you follow it, what happens then? It starts to dissolve and you can feel that. That's amazing. Yeah. How can you, Kat, talk about worthlessness and being amazing? Well, if you as a soul learn to use this body to think and feel at the same time, there's no ego, because the ego is the only one who judges. So if you don't judge, everything is amazing, even unpleasant emotions. So try to feel it, not with the brain, but the brain gives the concentration, and then say out loud, I'm a loser. I'm a loser. I remember this exercise the first time. I couldn't even pronounce it. My whole system said, no way, I'm a loser. But then I realized I'm fighting against something that is in my vehicle. Why would I fight against my own possession? This is my possession, and I'm responsible for it. Why would I fight it? So I said, okay, I'm gonna start telling myself aloud, and I'm gonna trigger it, and then I'm gonna observe it. First, of course, with the brain, that's safe. And then I'm going to try to feel where it is. And it's not bad at all. It's just a frequency. It's a movement of energy. That's all. And then you feel it. And once you can touch it, then you feel it changes frequency because you touch it. You are very high in frequency. So it changed movements. It changed the frequency and also the movement. And then it dissolves. And then there's space. And then suddenly you can feel who you really are, and that's worthy. And you know what? That's a feeling that is so fulfilling. You don't need anything. You don't need attention from the outside. You don't need confirmation from the outside. You're not depending on the outside world. You're not depending how people react on you. You're not depending on what you wear, how you look like, but you do it for yourself. You do it for yourself because you have fun what you do. You have self-worth. Yeah, you have self-worth, and that's why you dress up, or you put makeup on, and you put your hair, or you have your style. And it's less and less important because there's a fulfilling feeling of pleasant emotions, that what you are, taking place in your body. And that's the whole secret of why we're here. That's the whole purpose why we're here. Without judging and without preference, you feel the difference between worthy and worthlessness. What you are, you're worthy, and worthlessness, what you're not. You are not worthless, but you can feel it. And if worthlessness is filling up the whole space of your vehicle, well, a certain space of your vehicle, and there's no space for worthy, then you need to clean it up. You need to get the stuff out of your vehicle. And how do you do that? By feeling the movement, because an emotion is only a frequency. I told myself that 1,000 times. But it's only a frequency. It is only a frequency. Don't take it personal. Don't become the frequency. Just feel the frequency, how it moves, where it goes to. And when you touch it, you as a soul, what happens to it? And then suddenly you feel that it dissolves and you have space and you take over. You take over the vehicle. And then you feel suddenly, you feel this fulfilling you, and you remember, you recognize that feeling, but it was so far away because your brain, your ego is trying to compromise it all the time. And then that drops away, that little voice that says, yeah, I should do this, or what do you think people would think about me, or what do you think people would say about me, or it is not important anymore. And you just become yourself, who you really are, the pleasant emotions, and you have an abundance of love and self-respect and joy, and that's what you are as a soul. And you don't need a big car to have respect from other people, or a big house, or a lot of money. But it's convenient if it's there, but it's not a must anymore. You're not chasing. It's a good word. You're not chasing in the outside world things that would give you fulfilling, and it's not. I know a lot of people who have a lot of talents, or have a lot of money, or have a lot of possessions, and they're still fighting with it. If you say something, you immediately feel the victim, or that you are not paying attention enough, or not give attention enough, or you hear this little voice, me, 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 yeah, or that they're very unselfish, or how they communicate, or how they look like, and they do everything to fix it and whatever. It's an empty life, and it's chasing emptiness. That's what it is, chasing emptiness, and makes you miserable, very miserable. And because it's not what you are, and the only thing that you need to do is just feel it. It's a frequency. Just feel, I am a loser. How does it feel? If you believe in God, tell God, hey, God, come around and feel. This is the feeling of being a loser, worthlessness. And this is how it feels. And when I touch it, it happens like this and this and that. It moves around and blah, 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 blah. And then it dissolves. And then suddenly, hey, I have space. I can take over. I have space in my vehicle. Wow. And voila, this is how it is, the easy way. The easy way. So it doesn't need to be complicated. Love is very simple. And you as a soul, you're love. And you're very simple. Everything is very simple when it is made out of love. And unpleasant emotions, trying to fix it with an ego that is looking for ways out in the outside world to suppress it or to replace it, and you cannot. It's very complicated life. And it's not necessary. It can be very, very easy. So here you go. This is all about worthlessness. So all the things you do in life, ask yourself, why do I do it? Do I do it out of passion, out of love, because I love it, I like it? Or do I do it because I'm in collusion with a unpleasant emotion that I try to fix, or that I try to suppress, or that I try to not to feel? A lot of people try that. And it only becomes bigger. Why? Because you confirm it. The more you fight against it, the more you confirm that it's there, and it grows. And that's even funny part, because I see a lot of people fight against this loser feeling, and then they get even more in that loser feeling. And I spoke with a few souls who were very, very famous here on earth and now at the other side. And some of them said, I fought my whole life against that emotion. And I communicated, this is how I do it. This is how I do it here in the physical plane. And they told me, wow, I'm going to try that too next life. So maybe try it in this life. Who knows? Maybe you succeed. Maybe you're so curious, and that's the drive, so curious to feel how it feels, this worthlessness, without judging, without preference. Just feel it, like where is it located, and how does I can define, how do I define it? Because it has a specific movement and a specific space in your body. And then when you feel it, you can recognize it is no other feeling than that is worthlessness. I can feel it. That's how it moves. And that's where it is located. And when I touch it, it moves in another way, and then it dissolves, and then suddenly you can feel who you are, yourself, the self, right? Okay, have fun. Have fun and be curious. Don't believe me, don't believe me. Just have fun and be curious. And go in expedition inside your own vehicle. It's really fun in there. And it's just a frequency. Remember that. It's just a frequency. Unpleasant emotions, pleasant emotions, just frequencies. Unpleasant emotions are very slow, thank God, because otherwise you have to train yourself to feel much better, because to feel the pleasant emotions, that what you are, they are very, very fast. They slide through your body, and you have to be very, very good in feeling, very not sensitive, but your feelings should be very active when you can catch that pleasant emotion or the other pleasant emotions, all the pleasant emotions. So thank God the unpleasant emotions are slow. They're slow and they block, and you can touch them easy if you learn to feel independent from your brain. Okay, have fun. See you next time.